Again.
Not just gangs of kids anymore. They are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy. We can talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heel. Not just gangs of kids anymore. They are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy. We can talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heel.
Bring them to heel. And by the way, let's be clear. Columbine, of course, happened after '94. So when they were talking about this, it was almost completely used for African-American kids. If you think this is the family that was so great to African-Americans, that's one opinion, but you just heard her yourself. Your call. Young Turks.
As you can see, I decided I'd share a little video because of some evidence that I came across. Now, it's not necessarily that I want to sway the election, but I want to give you some moment to pause and think about it. Basically, use this video like wait time. A concept in my government class, out at Mount San Jacinto College. It's triggering a thought of, do we really know the candidates? Do we really know their history? Now, I want to point something out that almost nobody is paying attention to. And it is the clash of cultures between the candidates. And the reason why I say it's between the clash of culture is quite simple. As a whole, New York, especially the Manhattan, New York City boroughs, tend to be more, how do I say this, more anti-racist, more anti-segregationist in viewpoint. Then you have Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, who were leaders in Arkansas, of all places, that even to this day, racial inequality is almost a cultural norm. Now, the reason why I want to make sure you understand this is Hillary being from Arkansas, racial inequality being the cultural norm, reflects on this video pretty clearly that there is a bias in her thinking against the African American community. It may not be overt, but it's there. Donald Trump is not a very well-spoken person, but none of his rhetoric was intended, even amongst the time back during the era that she said this, was ever meant as a racial slur. The thing that you have to remember is New York, where Donald Trump's from, the particular part of New York, is where a lot of the civil rights movement, one of the places in the country where the civil rights movements actually had a stronghold and actually pushed forth through quickly. And he was there for them. And he actually has a history of being more progressive in the business circles than the average Joe, average corporation, average business owner during that era. All the way back in the 70s and 80s. Basically putting women in power when it was culturally and politically incorrect to do so. So I'm going to ask you, who is really for the minorities? I doubt it's Hillary Clinton, because time and time again, she's shown to, during elections, to use them for her own benefit. Now, I don't want to tell you who to vote for, but I'm just pulling things out that are necessity. She said she admired Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, which you may not have known is the goal, the personal goal that Margaret Sanger had for founding Planned Parenthood was the elimination of the African American people, or black people, here in the U.S. Now, why would Hillary Clinton tie herself so strongly to that heritage when there are more recent examples of strong pro-choice women who did not hold that view? Is it because she thinks little of African Americans? Could it be that that's the case? If that is the case, then I urge you to consider the alternative. Now, frankly, many people are fearful of Trump being near the code, and I'm going to say this as kindly as I can. The thing you see on TV is a persona. It takes a lot of dedication and a lot of determination to keep up a persona. So he does have the dedication, he does have the discipline to be cautious amongst the storm. When I decided to record this video, I decided on it right after getting an okay to do a paper for my government class on the Whitewater scandal. Now, that is another scandal that does deserve critical review, because it sheds light on the corruption behind the Clinton family. A family that should never be back in power, no matter who the alternative is. And the reason why is they are like the puppets to the international community to intervene into our country. we, the voters, need to realize that if we vote for Clinton, we are giving ourselves up. I thank you for watching, and I ask you to consider, could the media narrative be backwards, so backwards, that you're getting it all wrong? I thank you for your time, and have a nice day.